Jordan Lewis is waiting for us.
Oh,
this is a real treat. Jordan, welcome again to AFL 360.
Thanks, boys. It's nice to be joining you guys on a Monday after the grand final once again.
How do we find you on this particular Monday?
I'm in good shape this time around. I had some sleep last night, but I think, you know, in the back of your mind, I know now that I've got to wake up to a little child, so maybe you don't go as hard as you used to.
You look terrible.
Yeah, I never look great.
How was your Saturday night? Take us, we all saw the game, the events in the rooms, after the rooms, and wherever life took you from there.
Yeah, I think post-game this year was really tough because obviously it was a really hot game. So guys were sort of suffering from not only the emotional fatigue but physically fatigued as well because it was a hot game and it was played at high intensity. So we had to rehydrate after the game and everything is sort of about the fans directly after the game. It's we go back out onto the ground and greet the fans that have stayed around, and then we go to Crown and have a function with family and friends and also supporters that are there as well. And it's probably not until about midnight where you get to sit back and just have a quiet beer and talk about the day and your memories of what the game produced. And then yesterday we followed it up just with a nice little gathering staff and players at a place in St Kilda, which was nice to sit back and reminisce again.
Jordan, I was in the rooms for the last 3 premierships and I wrote a piece today that OK, you were hot and you're tired and you were emotionally spent, but the same out-of-control joy wasn't there. It was a really composed room. It was like we had a job to do and we did it.
Yeah, and that's what it felt like. I mean, you can't control everyone's emotions, so you don't know how people are going to react after a grand final win. But I think it was mainly fatigue, seriously, you know, because we came off the ground. So you finish the game, you get presented the medals, and then you do the lap of honour, and that takes time, and that also takes energy and the emotion out of it. And I think by the time you get back into the rooms, you sing the song, and then you're pretty much drained. But yeah, it probably wasn't overly excited in the rooms straight after the win, but there was certainly when we went into the change rooms, and then when Clarko spoke, there was a lot of emotion and realisation that we just won our 3rd premiership in a row.
How special was it to have Freddie as part of it? There might never have been a younger child on the MCG. Yeah, I mean, we didn't plan it. Someone came over to me at the end of the match and said that Lucy and Freddie were standing in the race. Do you want to go say hello? I said, yeah, I'll go over and say hello. And then I went over and there and she goes, oh, do you want to take him out? And I didn't sort of know what to say, so I just grabbed him and walked back out, and that was it. And he slept the whole time, did not wake up once, so I think he's going to be a good sleeper, hopefully. The game itself, Jordan, how would you sum up the phases of it?
I thought we started really well. It was pretty hot early on, and we came in at half-time, and someone mentioned we had an extra 5 minutes, I think, at half-time, which we really needed. I think the last 10 minutes of the second quarter were probably a little bit fatigued, and they were able to get a little bit of a run on. But we controlled, I think, most of the first half, and then there was probably a period in the third quarter there where you could probably sense they were mounting a comeback, but you know, we managed to really sort of quell that influence and then put scoreboard pressure on from ourselves. And the last quarter was pretty much done and dusted, so we probably didn't play our best football in the last quarter, and they were able to kick the last 5 goals of the game. But that was when we were able to really sit back and enjoy the experience. And I think a lot of the guys said to James Frawley, just sit back and enjoy it, because it's not too often you get in a grand final and you can sit down, not sit down, but stand around and enjoy the last 10 minutes of what was a really good win.
And the overall campaign, what was unique about this year as compared to others that you've experienced?
Yeah, I mean, it was a different storyline this year. I suppose we went over to West Coast and had a really disappointing loss, and then we had to go back over there and beat Fremantle on their home deck. So it was a different path that we travelled. So that provides a different story to this premiership than the last two, and that was the beauty about it. We didn't do it the easy way. We didn't have the rest and then play a prelim final and then come into the grand final feeling really fresh. So we played obviously every final of this series And so it was different in the sense that we didn't get that rest, and we had to make 2 travels to Perth. So that was probably a really good sign of the resilience of this group.
I want to ask you about Hodgie, if I can, Jordan. I was having a discussion with people over the weekend about where does Luke now sit in overall football at Hawthorn, and I had it. I know there's probably there's better players like a Dunstall, but I actually think it goes Matthews Hodge now. Do you agree? Do you not agree? Do you think he's up there that high?
From Hawthorn or from
Hawthorn? From Hawthorn.
From any club.
From Hawthorn, Chief.
Yeah, I mean, what he does on the field is certainly for everyone to see, but what we see is the way that he carries himself off the field and around this club, and he's so influential, and that's why a lot of players, you know, when you follow someone out like Hodgie, you want to play like him, and that's probably a big reason why we've been successful, because people don't want to let him down. He's been when you play with someone, you don't understand how good a player they are, because you never really see the games. You see your own highlight, your own game, and what you can learn on, but it's not until they probably play a milestone game when you see a package of what they're able to do, and that's what I'm looking forward to when I eventually retire, getting, you know, games and sitting back and watching and how good these players are, you know, Hodge and Mitchell, and I think we're pretty fortunate to play with a couple of players that will probably go down in history as being one of the great players of Hawthorn Football Club.
And you're heading in for surgery?
Yeah, I've just got told then, so I've got about an hour to get myself ready, pack my toiletry bag and pack a little bag and head in.
What is it? What's wrong?
Just wrist arthroscope, so nothing major, but just get it out of the road and get it done.
Whose head did you break that on?
Probably would have been yours.
Jordan, fantastic. What an amazing achievement. 4 premierships for yourself. Well done.
No worries. Thanks, guys, and thanks for another fantastic year, and had a lot of fun.
Yeah, we have been huge beneficiaries of it, as has everybody watching. Jordan Lewis, part of the AFL 360 family. You're talking about Luke Hodge. Well, he provided one of the moments of the grand final.
He's hugging the pocket here, wanting Hodge to win a one-on-one against Schofield. Puopolo got a high tackle, back to Hodge. That's a goal, I think. It is. Hodge has done it from nowhere. We shouldn't be surprised, should we?
Long in search of Hodge. Can't get to him. Schofield went to him. Puopolo to the ground, and Hodge off a stand.
The pocket, near the boundary. Hodge can't mark. Puopolo can crumb. Falls, gives to Hodge, bends it back from the boundary. It is an unbelievable goal.
Kicks the forward pocket. He goes looking for Luke Hodge. Schofield got there trying to commit the spoil. In there, Puopolo to Hodge with the outside of the